Hey YouTube, I'm Chris, taking a little break from all of the music videos and other music projects for a little bit. As promised, I'm going to be working on my 2002 Lincoln Town Car to replace the bulbs here on the front of, hopefully we aren't going to get rained on too much, and if we do, have to just take a little break. But there's a little small corner light there we're going to be replacing with LED. And this one is a corner light, which I don't think it works. It hasn't worked for a while. It might be blowing out. We'll check that out and see. Might be the reason why my other turn signals are flashing too quickly. And then we also have another bulb here. That's the main turn signal bulb. We'll replace that. That's a special one that's magnified, so you can see it a lot better. So we'll be replacing those three bulbs, and if needed, we're going to be installing load resistors in there so they flash properly. And we'll be doing the same thing for this corner here as well. So like I mentioned in my other videos, it's pretty easy on this car to replace the bulbs in the front, because all you got to do is just pretty much to pull this off. It's only got one little plastic clip ball on it, and then when that's pulled off, all you got to do is pull that off, this one and that one, set them aside somewhere so they don't get lost or falling down. And it's probably easier to go ahead and unplug this so we got room to work with. And we can always plug it back in to see if everything's working. I might need to get a small screwdriver for that. There we go. So we'll get that all unplugged, and then this whole thing will just pull out. You gotta work that in there through that little opening. And we'll have access to the bulbs, like like this one. Do that one. That's the main big one. There's the corner light, and we got this other one here. So let's we'll start working on these bulbs and get the other ones out of the package. We'll be right back. Okay, so I got the package of bulbs. Now the thing is, I got the LED bulbs mostly in white, but I got a couple that are amber. So just a matter of, I'm gonna have to plug in a bulb to see what color it is before actually putting it back together. But no big deal on that. So we can start with this small little one. This is the easiest. Just pull that out. This, I don't believe this blinks or flashes, but we'll find out. I'll get my replacement. Try not to, can't really see anything that way, but get the little thing here. Try not to get any dirt or whatever grime stuff on the LED bulb itself, if at all possible. Try to not get it all messed up. So let's I'll turn the lights on. Okay, so I got the marker lights and hazards turned on. I forgot I had to plug back in my, you can't see, but I had to plug back in the main headlight assembly back into the wiring harness. So here's the little marker light. It's lit up, and so that will twist easy enough. And there, you can see that. And like I say, here's this main corner light, and it's not working. It's supposed to light up when you're making a turn, and it looks like the bulb is fine. I don't see the bulb burned out any, so we got to figure out why that isn't working. So I'm gonna have to dig into that, or what I could do is maybe I just turn on the other lights. Okay, well, I turned the camera off for a little bit. I was trying to figure out why this bulb wasn't working. It wasn't working at first, and I thought maybe it had something to do with the wiring or something else hooked up interfering with something. But turns out the reason is because I need to have headlights on. It doesn't work with just the marker light. So that's we know that works. So let's put a bulb in it. and get that turned off. Because it'll get hot pretty quickly. So this might be that might be an amber bulb, it might be a white one. I'll have to see what color it is when we get it in here. Let's see, let's turn that on. Alright, that's not the right color. I'll try the other one. Now that's another amber LED, so that's not it. I have noticed that on the passenger side, the corner light on the other side, which is this, is not coming on at all, even when the headlights are on. So that might still be the reason why I have quick flashing tail signal bulbs. So we'll see if that's going to make any difference or fix anything. This should be the right color. So finally got a white LED bulb, and this is for the corner light. Let's see if it will fit. You can see, well, you really can't see much of anything, but it goes back in the hole there and it's twisted in, and it will fit just perfect. Nice and flush right there. So you can see the bright shimmer there. So that's a LED corner light for you. So now we have this bulb. This you can't see. There we go. It turn signal bulb, and that's looking a little worse for wear. A lot of the paint has flickered off of that, so that's going to be a hot bulb. So let's turn that off. And I'm not sure if you can see, but the turn signal, no, you really can't see. Oh, maybe. So the turn signal bulb, fits right in this hole here, twists and turns. Let's see how that works. And we have we have an amber front flashing light. And so like I say, it just kind of goes in that hole, and it'll just twist in there. You probably can't see because where I got the camera. But you just put it back in that hole and twist it. So like I say, it's flashing quicker than I would like still. Let's see if I can get move you over. So it's still flashing quicker than I would like, but so there's some wires here. Well, I'll have to take all of this tape off to get to the wires and find out which of these wires does the turn signal, and I could put a load resistor all on it. So it's starting to sprinkle some rain, so I might turn the camera off for a little bit, and we'll be right back to I'll do some work on this load resistor for this wiring for the load resistor, and I'll be right back. Okay, I put the bulb back in the socket here. Just twisted it back in. I got these 3 wires. I probably can't really see here a little bit. So I have a what I think it's one of them is a black wire, the other one is brown, and you have a green and white. So just a matter of seeing which one of those plugs in here and does the turn signal. And we can put a load resistor on the wire, which will, again, like I mentioned, I'll have to cut all into this this tape and other stuff, this plastic thing, to get to the wire I want to. So I got my little test light here, like I showed you earlier, and so I just got to find a good ground. See if I can get a light. That's kind of the trouble, is getting a good enough ground to see what does what. So if you're not sure, you can see I do have a dim glow. I put the other side of the wire to the negative ground on the battery. I was concerned about the wire being long enough. It's just long enough. So I do have the parking light. So that's not it. Let's see which other ones I get. There's a turn signal. You can just barely see it blinking. So that's the farthest pin over, and let's see if I can get you zoomed in here. That's the farthest pin over on this little connector here. So I got the turn signal. So that means that when this connector is plugged in, it's going to be the green and white wire here. Let's put a load resistor on. So I put a load resistor on this wire and the other one that's ground. And so like I say, we'll see which one of the wires will do ground so it works properly and go from there. So let's I'll work on that for a little while and turn the camera off, and we'll be back and I'll show you my progress. Alright, well, I pulled away quite a bit of the black tape that was around surrounding all of this, and got quite a bit of the wiring out. So when I get done, as much as possible, I'll put all the wire all back inside here to protect it. And meanwhile, so I do have this load resistor, 2 wires, and you got these little fold-up little clamps. And I never was able to show this really well in my last video, but pretty much, you know what they do, and you just kind of fold it in like this with the wires inside the channels here, inside the channels, and then you just crimp it good and hard and strong with the pair of pliers. So got that. So do the same thing with the other. So again, you just kind of fold it in here, put your wires in a little channel, and just crimp it, squeeze it really good with the pliers. So I do know that it's a green, you get the green and white wire. Typically the ground is black, so I get the black wire here. It's the only black wire that there is. We have a brown one for something else, and probably I'm guessing the brown wire is for the ground, for the marker lights. So let's work on putting a load resistor on it. It's probably still going to blink fast or quicker when I get it all put together, and that's probably because, like I mentioned earlier, I'm just finding out that there is the corner light on the passenger side we haven't got to yet that's burned out, or I don't see it coming on. So we can work on that, and maybe that might fix the signal bulbs, get them to blink at the proper rate. So I do have the so this is the load resistor wire. Goes in here, as far, a little channel here, get the little plastic thing, and then we'll put the other green and white wire in this little channel here. I'll do my best to try and show you. You can do it either way, whichever way is easier. Probably it's going to be a lot easier this way. So you put your green and white wire in a little through channel, and your ground and your load resistor wire there. Kind of close it up best you can. Try to keep it all in place. Get your big pliers. Try to put it on there best you can, and squeeze the heck out of it, and a little metal thing in there will make contact with the wires. And so got that on there. So now take your other wire, do the same thing with the black ground wire. It's probably the easiest way to do it this way. Run your black ground wire through here. You really can't probably see, like that. Put your load resistor wire through this, like that, and then do your best to close it up while keeping it all together. And you probably won't be able to see much, but let's see. If it don't work, then you got to take it all apart and start over again. Sometimes the wires will come loose or move or something like that, but if you keep it all best you can in that clip while you're squeezing it or putting it together, then the little metal sharp piece will cut into the insulation and make contact. So and we got that, so we need to just see if it's going to work. To see if it's going to work, just shove it all in here for now before putting it all back together, if it all can. lights, so I've got that plugged in just for now, just to test it and see. So let's turn the lights on. So I got that plugged back in like I showed you, just to test it and see. The left turn signal is still blinking pretty quick. I got the lights on, so you can see the corner light. It's on, and little corner side light. So I do have the load resistor connected. It feels warm. Yeah, it's starting to get hot, a little hot to touch. So I do know I got that connected. So just a matter of taking this back out, putting the wiring all back in the little plastic channel, and kind of rerouting it a little bit better so that load resistor won't get anything that will cause an issue. And so, like I say, now this corner light here is not coming on at all, so that might be burned out, and it might hopefully be the reason why the turn signals are blinking quicker than I would like. So we can look into that here next. Turn the camera off for a little bit. I just worked on tucking that wire all back inside this little plastic tube. I got most of it tucked all in there. So just these two wires are hanging out. So all I got to do is take my little zip ties and maybe should be able to put a zip tie around here, so kind of just hang there like this out of the way. And then all I got to do is just kind of put this whole assembly all back together and fan these back out for the LED headlights. So let's see, get a zip tie. So I ran a little zip tie just around that through here. That little hole thing is a little down there. Kind of wrapped it around through here so it's going to hold. And just to be sure, I think what I'll do is I'll take another little zip tie and put it around the bottom one way down there. Kind of try and keep it out of the way much as possible. And so, well, let's see, I'll work on that for a little bit. So with the load resistor secured here on the top and one down on the bottom with zip ties, it is going to it's going to be okay. I don't believe it's going to create any issue. That's not like it's going to vibrate much or go anywhere. So now just a matter of putting this assembly all back in, and since these are LED headlights with these little heat fins, I like to do my best to kind of work on getting these fanned out so the heat will dissipate better. So that all goes back in there, and then you have to make sure that that's going to line up properly. Of course, I'm doing all of this with one hand, which is a lot of the times pretty hard to do. That was what it was. I had my anti-flicker box laying out there in the way. So you gotta tuck that back in the little hole too. So now, let's see if even though I've got my zip ties in there, let's see if I can get this back in there using one hand. So, I get that all in there. This is all plugged back in. So those aren't going to really go anywhere or do anything much. So let's check the lights one more time. It's still blinking quick, but hopefully we'll be able to fix that. At least I hope I can. So got the kind of sort of see the shine from that corner light, so that's working. And then we have the corner light. You can see that's working. Alright, so let's work on the passenger side next. Alright, so now this passenger side is pretty much going to be the same deal as the driver's side. These all pull off. This will pull out, probably along with that anti-flicker box will pull out of there too. Maybe some other things. And so we need to unplug this. And this looks like this has the same green and white wire, so that's most likely going to be the turn signal for that. So let's pull this out, get this out of here, get more room to work. just actually just kind of leave this in here for now. We can still get to the bulbs pretty easily. Okay, I worked on it for quite a while. I went on ahead and I wired in the load resistor into the green and white wire, and the other side of it to the black wire, which is ground. It feels pretty warm, or if not almost too hot to touch, so I do have it hooked up right. And then it's still flashing too quickly, or quicker than I would like. So as an experiment, I put the second one, and that feels pretty warm too. I put it right in the same wire as this one, but there's no difference. It's still flashing quicker than I would like, so it's not a real big deal. It's not a deal breaker. I mean, it'll flash a little quicker than I would like, but it's blinking, and it's all LED. So I'll take that, take this other little resistor off. It's the only thing I could think of is just maybe these resistors aren't strong enough. That's why I put a second one on to experiment with, and it doesn't make any difference. So I'm not really sure what's up with that, but like I said, it's not the end of the world all on it. It'll blink quicker than I would like, but it does flash, so it works. So otherwise, all I got to do is I'll just take that off, and then just a matter of pushing this whole back thing in, and I could do with the other side and putting these little black clips on the little slots. And so in the meanwhile, after I take this one off, I'll get my little zip ties and I'll secure this one down inside to kind of keep it all out of the way. So it won't take me very long to secure that down inside there, and the little holes, the zip ties, like I did with the other side, and push all of this all back in and secure it all back up. So that's so I do have the LEDs working. The headlight is on. The that corner light's on. That LED light is on, and I don't have the turn signal on for that one, but I know it's working. And headlight is on in that. I don't have the corner light on yet for that, but the little side marker on is on for that one. So that's pretty much all for this project for now. At the very minimum, they do work. So you can do the same thing for your car if you wish. And I could probably try to shop around to see if there's other kinds of resistors for these. Maybe they're the same value, maybe they're different. I really don't know. I could try different ones to see if it makes any difference. Could be the computer too. I really don't know. So that's all for this project for now. Thank you very much for watching, and I'd like to have any kind of likes. If you like to click the like button. Give me a subscribe if you'd like to subscribe to my channel. I'd love to have all of the subscribers I could use. So that's pretty much all for this project for now, and thank you very much for watching. And we're going to head back and do some more projects with music stuff, and may even do a project I'll show you soon where I'm building my own laptop, so I might make a video about that. Okay, well, until then, I'll talk to you, see you later.